we definitely have a lot of swelling here, okay? But the interesting thing is that it starts to flatten off here, but you have still a lot of swelling in this area here.
Mm-hmm.
On the opposite, it can be true is that when these nerves are being irritated, the muscles can get bulkier and tighter, and now we have like these bulky tight muscles here, and you can actually feel you got some tension here, okay? Let it go. Oh, nice job on that one. Okay. There it is. Hey, yo. All right, so real quick, so tell me, in terms of your pain, you said it's your neck and your shoulder.
Yes.
Where do you feel that the most here?
Right here.
Okay.
And then like in here.
It travels down into your shoulder area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then from here, we have this part going up, and then you also mentioned some stress in the lower back and some hip issues as well. Where does that feel?
My hip actually hurts on the front side, like right in here.
So right on that area.
Yeah.
There. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so is it more so like in the actual hip, or does it kind of go in the groin area?
Yeah, like in the groin.
Okay, gotcha. First things first, just checking out your spine here. Now, you do have an interesting presentation here. So we definitely have a lot of swelling here, okay? But the interesting thing is that it starts to flatten off here, but you have still a lot of swelling in this area here. And so when you do have the stress that you're having, so in your x-rays, we do see that there's a loss of curve in your neck, but your head does kind of tilt forward, going forward this way. The thing that is interesting though is that the flattening here, it is potential that if you do have that stress onto those nerves, that can cause these muscles to get weaker, and it starts to flatten them. On the opposite, it can be true is that when these nerves are being irritated, the muscles can get bulkier and tighter, and now we have like these bulky tight muscles here, and you can actually feel you got some tension here, okay?
Yeah.
So we're definitely seeing potentially both issues are happening, but definitely it's bulkier here, flatter on this side. So we do got some things going on, okay? Yeah, it's very subtle, but it's right in there around your C6, C5 area. Just go checking down here. Ooh, right there. Yeah, that really spikes pretty sharply here. So we have a little tiny of a tick here, but this is where you're going to see a lot of your stress, which is also makes sense because this is where, yeah, right there. This is where a lot of the swelling and the inflammation is right here. So that, and it looks like that reading is coming over onto that right side.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah, right there. Okay. Right there. There's another one right over here. Inflammation going over to that right side here, right over here. So this is your T1, this is your T2, and then down below is T3. Any pain or soreness there? 1, 2, 3.
3. Yeah.
3 more?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Yeah, and this is actually the part, so you see in your x-rays on the top here, on the upper back, that wedge that goes to the left and kinks your spine this way?
Yeah.
That's this T3 right here. Okay. 9, 10, 11. Any pain on those?
Yeah.
Which is the most tender? 9, 10, 11. Which one if you had to
10.
say? A little bit more on 10 there?
Yeah.
So what I'm looking for is where the swelling accumulates. When that happens, you're going to feel like that, we call it a pitting edema, where it kind of just drops right there. So it's really firm here, but where the swelling occurs, your hand just kind of dips right into that spot. And then we got the pelvis here, so we have your 5, 1, and then 2.
And they all hurt.
5, 1, and then 2, which is most tender if you had to say?
5.
5 right there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have your right pelvis here, so this is your upper joint, middle, lower.
The middle hurt more.
The middle hurts?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's that middle joint here, and then here's your 5. Okay. middle, L5. Seems like the L5 just a little bit more today. Okay, so we're gonna start with your L5.
And the when I was filling out the pain thing, like down my back, I think those are more like a 4 or 5 level pain. The highest pain was up here.
Up on the neck and the shoulders,
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you'll notice, so we're not gonna do anything up here. Today we're gonna start here.
Okay.
And a lot of times, because what's happening here, it's setting the trajectory for the rest of the spine. And so we will probably need to touch base on these, but I always tell patients less is more. When I work on this, oftentimes you're gonna see that you're gonna see some improvement over time with what's going on in the shoulders, but it will help to alleviate, you really got tight muscles on this left side.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a soft muscle here.
Really? Yeah. So once we start to get this stabilizing, these muscles will start to relax and it'll take off some of that tension that you feel on the shoulders here.
Okay.
So that's your L5. When you contact that right here, it's going to rest onto the shoulder here. I'm going to roll you just a little bit. I won't drop you, okay?
Okay.
So right on over here. There you go. Perfect. Relaxing that shoulder. There you go. Oh, a little baby one. A little bit more here. Okay. This side, right on over here. There you go. Perfect. Give a little bit of push. Just like that. There you go. There it is. Good job. Alright, so go and have a seat. You're going to do me a favor. Let's have you stand. You're going to walk to the door. You're going to walk back this way. And then walk in toward that corner for me.
Okay.
And I'll have you walk one more time, and then we're going to go over to this table.
Okay.
So right over here. Okay, and let's get you on this table.
Okay.
How you feeling right now?
Good.
You doing all right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're going to start with that T11 right down below. And again, this is where your spine, it shifts to that left side, and then it straightens up right about here. Okay, so we're going to grab onto that. Deep breath for me. Let it go. Ooh, nice job. That was awesome. Okay, we got one more here. We got that T3 right down below. Good, and then deep breath. Let it go. Ooh, nice job on that one. Okay, you're a new woman. Okay.
I am.
Let's go and walk again over there. You're gonna walk back over here, and then we're gonna have a seat right after. I feel taller yet?
Yeah, I do.
Good. All right. Yeah, we got a lot of work ahead of us, but I think this is definitely a good start in terms of what we're trying to do. Just take a look here. Yeah, before that thing was just shooting over to the side. This is much centered now, so that's a good sign. Let's take a look here. Good. So basically, we did 3 things today. Okay. The first one was your L5 right here. Again, remember we talked about the swelling and the irritation here. We do have some stress on your pelvis, so we need to address that. However, today we started on your L5. This is where your spine kind of kinks to the right, and then it rotates and comes back over to that left side. So we're going to see how that does next time you come in. We may address that L4, but right now I want to start from the bottom, then we'll work our way up. And then eventually we're going to work on this pelvis here.
Okay.
Now the other one that we did was right on over here. This is where your spine kinks over to the left. As it goes to the left, it kinks back over to the right. Okay. So we got to work on this to try to get that spine coming closer to center here as well. Okay. The last one that we did was your T3. That's this guy right over here. Same thing, your spine kinks to the right and it flares over to that side. We're trying to close that down, trying to get you back into the center. So we're trying to piece things together here. But it's been this way for some time.
Yeah.
It's going to take some work to get you back where we want you to be. So ice is your best friend. When we do some work on the body, it's been this way for some time. We're basically trying to create a new injury to an old injury, so then that way when it heals in the proper position. Okay. So ice, 15 to 20 minutes every couple of hours, just to help to reduce some of the inflammation. Okay. The last thing is going to be walking. Walking is your best friend, or yoga plus the Orange Theory, but just go very easy. Okay. I know they try to push you really hard. But you want to just go nice and easy for the first couple of weeks, so that way we kind of figure out your body, and then things aren't just kind of flaring up or things aren't getting worse. Okay. So the work just started here, right? But the rest of the work happens outside the office, right? So when you're walking, you're moving, things are shifting and moving and changing. So sometimes, you'll start to hear things crack pops, not
Oh, yeah.
just because you're moving around, but then things will shift in terms of the discomfort or the pain. It might move from here, it might move up there. Your body's undoing the years and years of stress, okay? So that's going to be it for today.
Okay.
It's so good.
Thanks.
How you feeling? Doing
I'm
okay?
good, yeah,
All right,
feel good.